everyone. This is Andy Brisley with Apps Associates, and I'd like to welcome you back to another session of Value Chain Minutes. And I've been speaking with Shamim Hassan about replenishment planning, which is a component of the demand management solution within Oracle Demand Management. Now, in previous sessions, we've explained what replenishment planning is at a high level, and we talked briefly about some of the components called item segmentation. In this session, I'd like to kind of concentrate on the replenishment process itself. So, Shameen, if you could give us a recap of this functionality, that would be great.
Thanks for having me back, Andy. So replenishment planning is a single enterprise level solution that reduces many of the manual or spreadsheet-based replenishment processes that may exist throughout the enterprise. I'd like to start with the fact that replenishment planning is a demand-driven replenishment process, as it takes into consideration your historical sales, and generates forecast on the basis of those actual sales. It takes into consideration inventory levels across the supply chain. And it's multi-echelon, meaning it goes up and down the supply chain as it adapts to real-world demand as it calculates the replenishment suggestions. The forecast is calculated at the item and location level. It then reviews the actual sales and inventory levels to suggest replenishment strategies for various segments, utilizing rules that the users have specified before. The solution will take existing inventory of all the locations and items and then suggest a balancing strategy with transfer recommendations or with buy recommendations from the origin locations to the destination location. It authorizes to suggest transfers as opposed to buying more stock wherever possible. If there is no inventory at all, then the solution will look at sourcing rules defined and then suggest buy orders. And all of this activity is driven by a workbench, which puts all of the information into a table with exception messaging that allows the user to concentrate the most on the most pressing problems.
So when I hear the term, and going back to my years in supply chain management, when I hear the term transfer orders and transferring material from one location to the next, my mind immediately goes to large transportation costs or shipping something out of one location to the next location that's across the country, or even shipping it to one location and shipping it back to the other. So are there ways around to work around these common problems?
Yes, in short, these are all rules driven. So one of the ways to implement this rebalancing that you just referred to is clustering, where users can set up clusters based on certain location attributes, like geographical proximity or regions, or even the size or sales volume, etc. It could be anything. And these different rules that are set up for these different clusters utilize information such as days of supply, forecasted demand, safety stock. You then define what those thresholds are for determining excess inventory or shortages. And you also define a computation window for the calculation of such excesses or shortages. For example, if a store has more than 30 days of supply for a slow-moving item, then it may be flagged as excess inventory and would be seen as a candidate to transfer out of. And conversely, if another store is projected to run out in 3 days, that may be flagged as a shortage. And then the solution will go out and look for other locations that may have excess inventory. And there are inbuilt rules around which locations are prioritized for transferring out of. Let's say there's an excess location and you want to transfer out of that location. It actually is determined by the lead times, and the system automatically picks up the shortest lead times for doing these kind of transfers, so that your transportation costs are minimized.
So in the past, right, you hear about companies running planning either once a week or nightly or whatever. How often is this typically run?
We typically see this being run on a nightly basis to help ensure that customer service levels are met and you maintain adequate safety stock levels.
So, again, I'd like to thank you for taking us down another level with the replenishment planning features of Fusion Demand Management. So, in the upcoming sessions, we'll be discussing how to keep on top of changes along with best practices, personas. Don't forget to sign up for our YouTube channel and send us any comments you may have on this session or ideas for future sessions. Thanks again, Shameen.